You know what? It's official. Congress is the dude who goes to the gym to sit on a bench, but never moves the weights. He sits on the bench, has a bar, he's hogging the bar, he's hogging the 25-pound plate on each side, and he's sitting there texting and talking to people, but he's not working out. That's literally Congress right now, a complete dysfunctional disaster. This week was supposed to be a week of serious updates of serious information, and I've freaking had it. This is ridiculous. All we're doing is waiting for a little bit of certainty in our lives, and they can't even give us that because they're just so far apart on the idea of helping the American people. Here's the thing. All we got today, throughout all of today, was that Kayleigh McEnany says, hey, you know what? We want to extend unemployment. We want an eviction ban. And you know what? Yeah, liability protections would be good, but that's a Mitch McConnell thing. So pretty much we got nothing all day today. Nothing all day. We had news last night. We had some news this morning, which I already covered. But then literally the last day, July 31st, nothing? So here's what I figured we'd do. Let's just look at the flow chart to figure out exactly where things stand Friday with 1 working week left before Congress goes back to the playground and goes back to recess. And sorry, I'm so frustrated. I'm just frustrated. I'm upset because it's just wrong. It gives landlords uncertainty. It gives people uncertainty. I mean, come on, you can't have an eviction ban without the unemployment boost. People who are protected by an eviction ban at least can still pay their rent if they have unemployment boost, so landlords don't get screwed. You have an eviction ban but no unemployment boost, the landlords get screwed. And the people on unemployment. It's a disaster. Let's pull up the state of stimulus right now. Let's just do a quick recap of this so we know what we're going to in the weekend. I do have some minor little updates that I put in here, so let's just review everything so we have a good understanding. We'll make this really quick. We know the Democrats want state and local government. They want around $950 billion. They're negotiable on that. This is stuff that goes to police and fire, right? Democrats also, I don't know why they bring this up. This is like Republicans don't want to hear this right now. Democrats also want a SALT tax deduction. This helps people in high property tax states or high income states, which Republicans are like, no, that only helps your people. Democrats have a red line of passing the $600 unemployment boost. That's why nothing got done this week. Democrats are saying, and I'm not blaming Democrats, I'm just saying that's their red line. They're saying we won't do anything until we get $600 extended along with the rest of the package. Democrats are also wanting an eviction ban. That's probably, honestly, a red line for everybody. We know that Democrats want funding for the SNAP program. This is the food stamp program. If you have not yet seen, if you qualify for this, just pause the video right here, call 211 or call 1-800-221-5689. Then, we know that Democrats want liability protections if we have equal worker protections and we don't overly protect consumers from like malpractice lawsuits. So that's a big concern. So Democrats are yes, liability protections if we get the worker protections, but we want a complete bill. So, I mean, to me, this doesn't sound so miserably hard to get to. So Democrats want some funding for the governments. They want some funding for the food stamp program. They want the unemployment boost, and they want liability protections if they get consumer protections and worker protections. Well, I sure as heck believe that Republicans are okay with liability protections with clever wording. I know Republicans are okay with the eviction ban. I know they're not okay with the SALT tax deduction, and they're not okay with state and local government, though they plan to negotiate that in anyway. We got that hint when we saw the leaked documents from Republicans. So literally the only thing that I see out of all of this that everybody's hung up on is the $600 unemployment boost. Nobody's hung up on the fact that the PPP bailed out a ton of hedge funds, but we're hung up on the $600 unemployment boost. That's literally what is hanging up all of this. And so rather than get something done, everything just expires. The HEROES Act, we already know, would solve this. The HEROES Act would give money, stimulus checks, $1,200 to dependents, $1,200 to filers, $600 boost through the 31st of January, EIDL funding. They'd fix mortgage forbearance so these darn dumb banks can't screw people who are trying to take forbearance and then they screw them into, oh, well, we'll have to do a loan mod. Really? So you screw people's credit on top of that too? So wrong. The HEROES Act fixes that. You know, Democrats say cannabis is in there because it's a therapy. I don't know, that sounds a little convenient. Yeah, they're anti the tax cuts. They use that as an argument about, well, Republicans got their tax cut, let's have ours, which is the SALT tax deduction. Then here's our HEALS Act in the middle, which realistically, Democrats are okay with the money for schools. They've got something very similar. I don't think Democrats have mentioned anything about going to 1,200 and 500. They sound totally okay with that. The PPP, they funded the PPP before. No reason not to be okay with that. The employee retention credit and work opportunity tax credits, Democrats have already done things like this. So this should not be a problem. 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 Like, a lot of these things should not be a problem. The student loan change, the deductions for meals, the new SBA 7A loans, the working capital loans if your revenue went down 50%. These should not be a problem. Nothing here in the middle should be a problem. In fact, most of this flowchart should not be a problem. It just literally, I mean, here, mortgage forbearance is not a problem. This stopgap bill. The stopgap bill is basically just picking up pieces going, okay, we need the eviction ban, we need payments, which is unemployment payments, we need unemployment to be extended, and liability protections would be good. All of these things Democrats are okay with. The only thing is, the only hang up is the amount of those payments. That's it. We got this FBI building here, but I mean, come on, if you're going to do a $1 to $2 trillion package or even $3 trillion package, whatever, just get something done. Fine, build a new FBI building. I mean, I know not everybody agrees with this. What does that have to do with it? But look, if you're going to pass a $2 trillion package, we're talking about $2 billion here. You know, we're talking about not even 1%. We're talking about 1/10 of 1% of the budget. And I'm not saying we should be frivolous and throw this stuff away, but here we go. Another plan for unemployment. And then we get to the right side. Another plan for unemployment. Liability protections. We already know. Like, everything here seems so close. It's so close. It just all has to do with unemployment. That's it. We literally have a fundamental difference in our cultures right now, where one culture says, we don't want to pay people more to sit around at home, and the other culture says, neither do we, but people don't have a choice right now because there are 4 job openings for every person that's available to work. So you want to cut the unemployment extension so that you could say, well, people aren't making more money to sit at home in our country. Or over here, you go, just get this bill done. Okay, so people get paid a little bit more to sit around for the next 4 months while maybe demand starts picking up and maybe businesses start actually hiring again. Whatever. But right now, the American people need certainty. And that's the last thing we have right now. The stock market's reacting to a lack of certainty. People are fleeing to safety again. Individuals are cutting their spending. We're going to have a horrible July data. I think all of the data from July is going to be terrible because everybody's been on pins and needles about what's going to happen. And guess what's happened? Nothing. A big fat nothing. And these were supposed to be the most productive 2 working weeks because it's not just a matter of, oh, we still got 5 days. No, it's one side has to pass the bill, then the other side has to pass the bill. Then they counteroffer. Then it's got to go to the president. Like this stuff, especially a big bill, it takes time. People got to review this. It's starting to look like, honestly, August 7th is not going to happen. This is turning into brinksmanship where they're going to take this right up through the deadline. One of the parties is going to pass something and the other party is going to go, no thanks, and we'll see you again in September. I'm very disappointed in our country right now, and I'm sorry, I'm extremely disappointed. And I think this is an embarrassment to our country in front of the world. There you have it. In the meantime, feel free to check out the YouTube course. I changed the price for that tonight just a little bit. It's like $25, but I did say I was gonna do that, so I'm gonna do that. That'll be tonight, but anyway, check it out. I appreciate you watching. I didn't even pitch the life insurance or the 2 free stocks with Webull. Whatever. We'll see you next time, folks. Have a good Friday.